Well, I had the biggest deja vu. Probably one of the biggest deja vus of my life 2 nights ago. And I know I've done this before. I know I'm here. And I'm remembering. But anyway, I just meditated and I went and looked for the fucking moon, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I told you, I don't know about this shit. When I was not looking for it, I saw it all the time, like when I was driving home with Faith and stuff like that. But anyway, now I'm fucking looking for it when it's supposed to be like a big, huge blue thing or something. Anyway, shut up. Anyway, so I meditated and went and looked for the moon, so maybe it got some moon rays on me or something. Anyway, I started writing, and then I found out something. I know I'm gonna die again. I mean, it's gonna be big, but it has something to do with a hotel, a fire, significant, Las Vegas fires, whatever, and a hotel, Christine, a fire, and a crash. So I don't know, I don't know what the hell that means, but I'm trying to learn. So anyway, I just start drawing, and I started drawing something I never did before, and they were like stairs. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing right now. Anyway, so I started drawing these stairs, and then I was like, wait now, I've done this before. So anyway, so I just started, and I just knew what to do, and the next thing you know, oh, I forgot to show you this. I drew this pyramid. I mean, just the start of it, I'm like, oh my God, that's a pyramid. Yeah. So anyway, then I wrote something. The aliens, my species or whatever, we have small lips, and our mouth is like sucked in or something. Anyway, something like that. Anyway, so I don't know if that's significant, but I mean, I just thought of that, and I thought of it after I wrote that pyramid, and then anyway, oh, and then I had this really big deja vu the other night. I mean, it was. I mean, I keep thinking, you've done this before, Bridget. I mean, I could feel I've done it, but for a part of me, I don't know if I've ever got this far before. So I'm like mixed on that, and I just can't seem to get a straight answer, no matter how much I meditate, and I look terrible. My face got all sucked up because I got too much sun, and then I got dehydrated, and all I needed was water, lots and lots of water. And so now I probably drank too much water, that I got my little saggy face going on. But I don't know if I did that. Well, I don't have makeup on for you guys, so normally I try to put a little makeup on. Ooh, you're scary fucker. Who the fuck cares? I don't care. Oh, look how brown my hair is. I haven't had my real color. Oh, it's kind of pretty. I never noticed that. Fuck, I have really brown fucking hair. Shit. That's real, man. Because I haven't afforded a highlight. The last guy that cut my hair, he did a pretty good job, and then I've been whacking on it ever since. But anyway, I think he freaked the fuck out because afterwards I said, and I'm gonna take my hair. And I got down on the floor, and he was gonna sweep it or something. Man, I just grabbed his comb, and I said, I know how to pick up hair because I'm a fucking hairdresser. And all you bitches that used to work for me, you hated me because when you I didn't make you do any chores or anything, but I made you wash your fucking mat where you sat. Something about a mat. Oh yeah, I've been a doormat most of my life. But anyway, I made you wash that fucking mat and shine your base. I'm funny. I was kind of a stickler when it came to this. I can't stand up for myself for my whole fucking life, but goddamn, you guys were gonna fucking wash those fucking mats and then shine them and then get bounced, and so they would be. So anyway, as they're all going behind my back and trying to ruin me and everything. At least I was going out with my salon going up and whatever the fuck that all happened, that State Farm shit, and I had to move, and Jesus Christ, whatever. Jesus Christ, yeah, probably. Anyway, and then I thought, man, that was a really freaking bold statement you made yesterday about Yeshua and everything. I don't think I had ever heard that name, Yeshua, until about a year ago. I mean, I heard God's name so many ways. You know, Jehovah, Allah, Zeus. I mean, all of them, you know. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. I was asking something. Sorry, I lose my train of thought sometimes. Because especially if I'm, like, filming, because then I get a little distracted. But anyway, it's just odd that I started drawing this pyramid thing. And, I mean, I remember this. I mean, ooh. And then I knew, oh, I'm drawing bricks. I'm drawing bricks. They're bricks. They're bricks. I said something about my dad being an architect. I said he should have been an architect. You know, when my dad made his plans, he never had any schooling or anything. My dad taught himself everything. But he was such a smart man. He'd give you a bid, and some guy would go home and tell their secretary to type it up, and then shoot him, send him a bid in the mail, or tell him you'll get it in 2 days or whatever. And Dad would go out in the truck, turn on his little Lucky Strike, and fucking write out a bid. New time, labor, everything, handed it to him on a piece of paper and said, let me know. He was fucking amazing. Anyway, but I said to my daddy now, I said, Daddy, you were so good with those plans. I mean, he drew them. He was so good. And he was very good at designing houses. I mean, he should have been an architect. But anyway, I said something about him being an architect. And I got distracted on my pyramid square thing, whatever I was drawing. But anyway, he is an architect now. He's an architect. That's what he does. He's been doing it for a long time before that too. But I couldn't have got through this. I mean, I had to find out. I knew my dad was trying to tell me something, and I mean, I just didn't understand back then. I didn't. All I knew is, I keep thinking I'm a fucking Mormon too. I mean, like a real Mormon, like one of the originals. I'm either Emma or Joseph. I can't figure out which fucking one. Can you believe that? A fucking Mormon after all, maybe? I think I should listen to my grandpa and gran a little bit more. before they took him out and killed him and gave him cancer and fucking took him out to mushroom clouds and do everything to fucking... Yeah, he's a real fucking downwinder. Oh, man. Yeah, I'll never forget my poor grandpa. He went bald with his cancer. And Grandpa LeGrand I'm talking about. This is the only grandpa I really knew. No, I knew my great-grandparents, but, I mean, my real grandpa. What am I trying to say? My real grandpa, Grandpa LeGrand. Anyway, he had cancer, and he lost his hair, and then when he grew it back, it was just this black, almost black. Yeah, it was black, and it was kind of curly, and it was really pretty hair. Anyway, he had really pretty hair, my Grandpa LeGrand. Oh, and he loved it when us girls started giving him beauty shop haircuts. He thought that was good. And let me fucking tell you something, you dumbass hairdressers. I was humbled when I was a hairdresser. Because when I left Lander, man, I thought I was the best fucking hairdresser ever fucking walked the face here. And businesswoman and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, what am I saying about hairdresser? we were talking about the mats. But anyway, what the hell was I talking about hairdresser now? Shit, you guys know that they do smoke pot once in a while. And then I forget what the fuck I'm saying, but... but anyway, that's just me. It is me, and I be she, or he. He. Oh, man, that thing about those boots yesterday fucking cracked me up all day. It's the truth. Yeah. One trip right before my old son got put there in Vive. Yeah. He sent out 2 sets of boots that week. Oh, jeez. And I don't know, my thing never got put out on. I wasn't able to put my stupid thing about the old 420 and all that shit. I didn't get to. Oh, and I learned a new thing today. The way I draw, I learn something new every day. Oh, my daddy! I just think of him every time I see that. Oh, man, he was good. He was a good old guy. Yeah, and you know, I was remembering about this Jake Burko. He used to come and he'd sit there and he'd drink his coffee at Maverick, because I worked at Maverick for a while. After, I left Kevin once, and then I went fucking back to that fucker. I was stupid, but anyway, I left Kevin and went back, and worked at the Maverick, and I had a blast that summer. I had a blast. Hung out with Joe Lynch and Barrows and some Tasha lady. I can't really remember her. Oh, her mom worked with me at Pomida. Yeah, I always liked that lady. I liked her. I liked everybody. I did. I liked all you. Even if you hated me, you guys were good fucking actors, because I just love so many people. Oh, and I was going to say about Betty Jo Ramos, I don't know if you ever got to see my thing, but... and I said Stars Tomorrow. It wasn't Stars Tomorrow. It was like a Winter Fair Queen or something, and I think you were up against Melinda Levar, yeah. And Holly Hubble. Anyway, I don't remember. There were a couple years there, but anyway, you were in one. And maybe my sister was in it. I don't know. Anyway, you were in this. Yeah, I think she might have been. She was always in those beauty contests, singing smart. She was smart and very talented. But Betty Jo, when you got, you're one of the funniest people I ever saw, and when you got up on that damn stage and you were doing that comedian act, and And anyway, you were talking about putting your twins, got them stuff stuck in the dryer or something, and they were going round and round, and you go, kerplunk, ah! Anyway, I didn't know if that got erased. I mean, I know my shit gets downloaded quick when I send it out, but anyway, I just wanted to say that was really funny, but I just, there's just not very, there are some people I got a first wrong impression about in my life. Yeah, and then I go back and then find out what those people did to me. And I remember two particular, I said I felt really bad because I said I was way wrong on those two. I thought I didn't like either one of them when I met them. I got a bad first impression. I go, oh boy, was I ever wrong. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I have so much to teach people about how to ascend, and I even feel like I thought of something today that I should do. I'll have to go back and look at my notes, but it was good stuff. Wonder if I could find that. Yeah, because I'm just gonna act like I don't have a camera on me. Oh, I was thinking about Bishop Monson. He was like my first bishop after I was adult enough to belong to the LDS Church, and I was in a mess. I'd lost my kids, and I was drinking and sad, and I called Uncle Reed, and he hooked me up with Bishop Monson, and that man was so good to me. And even after I started dating Joel and got with Joel, I don't think he ever really liked him. And he always warned me about Facebook. Or his wife did. I loved his little wife, and I just loved that family. I loved them, and they knew I was financially struggling and what I'd been through, and they had me come to their house and cut their little kids' hair. I loved you people. I really did. Anyway, I'll never forget, I went in there because my Uncle Reed, I love my Uncle Reed, by the way, and he had hooked me all up with coming and seeing Bishop Monson, and Bishop Monson was trying to explain about the church, and he goes, and like he said, do you care if we have a prayer and everything? And I'd remember him one time, because he worked at R.C. Willey's, but it was before I knew him as my bishop. But he sold me a bed and a mattress cover when I lived in Belvedere Way when I was going over there, and I wanted to have a nice bed, and I remembered him. But I don't think I ever told him that. But his family, they were so good to me, and man, there were some really nice people in that church. Nice people. One time, I mean, maybe y'all were acting and you really didn't like me and you just got paid to go, but I went after I've been trying so hard to get my kids back, or at least visitation or anything, and my lawyer showed up late and it was horrible. And anyway, you ladies at the back, you came to my court hearing. No, I mean, that really meant so much to me. And you guys cried. And I know one thing. You can't cry on demand. That's why when my mom died, I didn't cry. I didn't cry then, and I didn't cry for a long time. It was like I knew that wasn't my mom. Something didn't seem right. And I love my mom. I didn't know that anything at that time. I didn't know anything. And what am I trying to say? Okay. Oh, when she died, it didn't seem real. And And I didn't cry for a long, long time until I went to Susie and Rulin's wedding. And I could see the love in those two kids. I love those kids. I did. I really loved Joel's kids. I never really cared for Grady, but he never liked me. But that Bridger, man, he was a good actor. I loved him. I co-signed for his first car, and I loved him. And even when me and Joel were dating, I was taking care of Bridger, and I gave him this phone called a Sidekick or something, and I always cleaned his room as best I could for the apartment, and we had crappy beds, and I felt sorry for those kids. You know, they kind of were growing up in a shitty situation, and or it was an act, but anyway, I loved that little kid. But anyway, he went into the bathroom and took a shower one time, and I was just being nosy, and I kind of liked that phone, so I picked it up, and I looked at it, and he had sent one of his friends, or friends, or maybe a couple, and he said, I hate her. He says, I want to throw myself down the stairs and say she did it to me. I mean, and I thought, geez, that really hurt my feelings. And I told Joel, and Joel said, "Oh, just blow it off. He loves you, and you take good care of him." I mean, I remember I almost cut my hand off because I broke my hand on a iced tea jar, and I had to get all these stitches and cut like tendons, and Gina had to come over and help me get a shower because I think that was one of the worst things that ever hurt me. Probably because I didn't die. Or maybe I did. Maybe I died then too. I keep going, oh fuck, how many times did I die? But anyway, I was bleeding so hard, and I ran over to Lorraine, and I said, Lorraine, I need help. And I had all this blood all over my hands, and she goes, what'd you do? She thought I cut my wrist, and I said, no, I cut myself on an iced tea jar, and this person, this dealer of hers, took... I couldn't drive. I said, someone has to drive me to the hospital. I mean, I knew I needed stitches. I mean, it was just laid open. Oh, it was horrible. And this guy was taking me there, and I go, no, wait, I got to go pick up Bridger. Because so anyway, I had to pick up Bridger. I knew that's how much that kid meant to me. I mean, here I'm fucking bleeding to death, and I was worried about Bridger. And so we picked up Bridger, and he came to the hospital, and he about passed out when he saw what was going on. And, they made me sit in the lobby bleeding into a bucket. And they weren't busy. I think they were trying to make me fucking bleed to death. And they told me to put my hand up in the air. No, yeah, up in the air. Anyway, I bled, and I bled, and I bled, and I bled, and I finally got all stitched up and everything. And this guy, that I hadn't met him before that day, he said, you're one of the strongest people I ever seen in my life. And I remember I didn't want him to give me shots because, no, they told me the shots were gonna hurt, and I'm pretty fucking tough, but goddamn, I'm about pissed my pants. So those fucking shots in my hands, oh, there's a lot of nerves, and I found out lots about hands and stuff. But anyway, oh man, I really did something to my hands, and that hurt so bad. But anyway, that's how much I loved Bridger. That I'd go and pick him up when I'm bleeding to death. But I made a promise to his dad that I'd take care of him. So, anyway, Bridger, I love you. And I loved your beautiful wife, I did. I sometimes wish it all could have been different. But, anyway, I'm on the self-love tour, and the way I learn to love myself better is to know that I have forgiveness in my heart. I do. Oh, and today I had my hat up in my. Oh, I do have brown hair, but I put my hat up in my hair up in my hat, and and I hate hats. I hate hats. I just want to get my hair highlighted. As much money as I've spent on fucking hats, I could have got a highlight by now. Anyway, what was I talking about? Something about my hair and hats and and Bridger and and Gabby, and I loved you. So anyway, I'm on the self-love tour, so that's how I get better, is I forgive. I just kept drawing all these pictures today. Oh, so anyway, Bishop Monson. So I went in there. This is where I was. Sorry to get lost. I have notes here, but I just went back to look, and I wrote this earlier today. And anyway, he sits me in his office, and he says, how do you feel about the loss of the prophet? And I said, I don't understand. And he goes, oh, you don't know about the prophets. And I said, I know about President Kimball. That's all the prophet I knew. And I knew Mr. Huff was a really important person that was some kind of prophet or bishop. I didn't know much. Anyway, he says, well, we have a thing called president of the church, and we call him our prophet. And he says, our prophet recently died, President Hinckley. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. I said, because I said, I didn't know there were any prophets. I thought the last prophets were, I can't think of the other one now. I've said this story a million times. Was Paul. I thought the last prophet was Paul Saul. That's why I was saying two names, because they changed their name, yeah. And he laughed, and he goes, no, we've had lots of restored prophets since the history of the church and everything. And anyway, I was lost, but he was so nice to me, and I really loved you people, so I wanted to tell you that. But I did go to that primary, and I love going to primary with Patty Ramsey and Michelle Green and the Johnsons and the Whitings. I love the Whiting. I love Mrs. Whiting. I sure like Mr. Whiting. And I love my doctor, Dr. Gee. Anyway, those are some of the... And I love Vince Irene and Debbie Irene. Vince Irene saved me so much on my frickin' neck. Man, I just really feel like he's a really good man. I always liked those two. And she was a good mama. And she always tried to look nice for her husband. And she was a sweetheart. I loved her. It makes me think of another person that I really loved. Tremblay. Yeah, Tremblay, Diane Tremblay. I really loved you. And when I went home, I had noticed before, your house is gone. You built a house right there by my dad. It must have been when you could pick up and move, or maybe it burned down or something, but it was gone. And I loved you. I really loved you. And that reminds me, and Jim and Ann Urish, after Lisa Barnett died, I felt so lost. And I started going to the Presbyterian church. I'd say that's probably the only church I had ever been to. Besides, I went to church with Andrea Levar a couple times. And I couldn't figure out how to kneel and slide into that pew right. So anyway, I loved Jim and Ann Urish. You guys were really special people. And man, I loved that Juanita Duncan. at first when I met, I'm supposed to do first impressions, so maybe you're a hater, but I didn't like you. I didn't like the way you walked, but you know what? You were pregnant when I first saw you, so maybe that's why. Maybe I thought you walked like a duck, kind of like me, no? anyway, I loved you, and I love babysitting your kids, and oh man, they were good little kids, and you had a cute little girl. I think her name's Anna. Anna. Yeah, because when I adopted Allie, the only Anna I ever knew was your Anna, and when I adopted Anna, her birth mother's name is Anna, and so anyway, that was really important because I loved you people, and I remember when some bad stuff happened. I wanted to come talk to you, and I was at PE. I hated PE. Ever since I had Mrs. Harris in junior high, I fucking hated PE. I was so scared of her. Her and Corin Anderson, her manager. Oh. And I remember another one. A friend I really liked. She was Corin Anderson's best friend, Robin Kessel. I thought about you the other day, and then it made me remember that you had a brother, cute blonde. I can't remember his name. Ryan. And you guys were like in a divorced family or something, and you were related to Renee Grass. I really liked her. I liked her a lot. Yeah, every time I think of Renee Grass, I always think of those songs. What am I trying to say? Shit, I hate when I can't remember. I was sending some songs. Anyway, I learned something today about lines. And then when I would draw these lines, I knew when to angle, I knew when to cross, I knew when to shade, I told you when I very first started writing, I knew about shading, something about shading, but I learned with my straight lines, I draw things too, because I know when to stop, and I know when to start, and I know when to rotate, and it's really weird though. But now I see things, so it's like highlighting them. It's kind of like when you were in art and you highlighted something. Yeah, you did. I haven't done that since art, but you highlighted something like a flower or something. Oh, and then you went across it. See, I remember shit. Gosh. I'm old, man. I fucking remember a lot of shit. I mean, I remember other shit. But, it's like, I said the other day I said a thing, I said, I feel like we get to live our life backwards. Because that's how I have been. I mean, I kind of been dredging up some weird stuff, like I dredged up some stuff when I lived in Denver today. And, I really liked this lady, and I gotta remember about first impressions, but anyway, I liked this lady, and, her name was Mary, and I didn't like her when I first met her because she kept pulling on my apron strings and teasing me. And then she's like Leslie Wilson. She must have wanted something from me because, like Leslie Wilson suddenly became my best friend when I was dating Tommy Massey. Oh, I guess you're a Larson now or some fucking great hairdresser. Wanna be me. Anyway. Oh, you crack my ass up. Yeah. See my little dark lines that I was doing today? Oh, and from here, I'm seeing angles, I'm seeing pyramids. Anyway, I'm just gonna practice my pyramid and turn this back on here in a little bit, but I don't know. I have so much to say, but it's funny when you're a little depressed, and you feel like you don't have any friends and you don't have anybody that supports you. And, I look at Facebook once in a while and I see like somebody, and man, they post, and the same people that know me watch my videos, and they can't ever leave a heart or anything, but that's okay, I don't care. But anyway, I'm gonna keep drawing dragons today. Dragons, and my mom, she was a wicked dragon lady woman. I mean, she could draw dragons. But she also did this funny thing with her cigarette where she'd do the dragon, she'd put it in her little cigarette pack, and then she'd blow it up, and then she'd do the choo-choo train, or the dragon was through her nose. I smoked for fucking millions of years, and guess what? I still can't do the dragon. I've tried to fry my brain. Mom, that's what's wrong. Oh, I gotta go take a bath. My hair deflated when I tried to stick it all up in my hat. Go incognito. Me incognito. And then I was going to shave my head like Britney Spears, but I don't want to look at this beautiful orange and black hair I have. Oh yeah, and Patty Massey, you promised me a highlight, you bitch. I know all about you. Oh shit. This is what the self-love tour is all about. Oh. Okay, I'm shutting her off now. Goodbye.